What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show, where once again we are back to raise that crypto IQ. This series has been all about, you guessed it, PulseChain, Hex, that whole ecosystem, and we've been learning a lot. I've been learning a lot. I hope that everybody's been learning a lot, and we're back at it again to learn some more. So let's take a look at this 4-hour chart, though, like we do at the beginning of every show, and show that we are still above the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour for BTC, but we are coming back down to kind of test that 200 while the 21 and the 200 cross. This could potentially roll over, right? But we're not sure, and we will find out in probably the next day or so if we're going to hold above that for a considerable amount of time, or if we're just going to roll over. If you're just rolling in, smash that like button. Tell me what you think. Are we going lower than our previous low here at 57,747? Oh, 57,750. Do you think we're going lower than that? What's going on with my undergrounders in the chat? Shout out to all my undergrounders. Thank you for being here. I hope you are ready to have another amazing deep dive. Let's see who's all here. Melissa's here. CCP is here. Struggleheart is here. Thank you. I'm sure a few more people will come rolling in here. It says hot in New York, no moon. I think we need the moon, please. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. I definitely hope that this whole market can moon at some point. Let's introduce the show. All right. Monday, we mapped out Hex and PulseChain ecosystem. Tuesday, we opened the Hex contract, T-shares, all of that other stuff. Yesterday, we examined something very interesting, what PulseChain copied from Ethereum when it created the PulseChain blockchain, and why it copied balances, did not automatically inherit outside backing. Things like USDC did not immediately become backed by Circle Group just because they copied it from Ethereum. Tonight, we arrive at the marketplace where these assets receive price and liquidity, PulseX. It's going to be an exciting show. It's all about PulseX. A blockchain can contain thousands of tokens, but that does not make those tokens easy to trade. Someone must supply both sides of that market. Traders must be able to enter and exit without destroying the price, and that is a job PulseX is attempting to perform inside the PulseChain ecosystem. Tonight, we're discussing how to press that swap button, right? So like a decentralized exchange, we got PulseX. That is what we're getting at. You might be familiar with a decentralized exchange on something else like Uniswap, Pancake Swap, something like that. Sugarheart says, what's good? What's good? CCP says, I predict we moon eventually. I'm with you. I'll double down on that prediction that at some point we're going to take off like a rocket and go to the moon. Needed that. So here's what we want to know tonight. Where does PulseX price come from? What is a liquidity provider actually doing? Where does the 0.29% trading fee go? Why are V1 and V2 different? What creates the INC rewards? And does burning PulseX guarantee that PulseX becomes more valuable? By the end of this stream, you should be able to separate genuine fee revenue from token initiatives and understanding why high APR does not automatically mean low risk. It's usually the opposite. Let me know in the chat, have you ever used PulseChain V1, V2, both, or neither of them? I would really like to know. I bet Melissa has used them. Quote of the day here, price is what you pay, value is what you get. It's a repeat on the quote of the day, but it's such a good one. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get for what you paid. That's Warren Buffett. An automated market maker can produce a price every second. That price does not independently prove that the underlying asset has lasting value, deep liquidity, or sustainable demand. What you may not know is that PulseX is not an order book exchange. Most trades happen against token reserves supplied by liquidity providers. PulseX currently has approximately 47.7 million in tracked total value locked and processed approximately 100 million in trading volume over the last 30 days. And that is all from DeFi Llama, if you want to know the source on that. V1 and V2 does not reward liquidity providers in the same way. V1 directs most trading fees towards PulseX buy and burn, while eligible liquidity providers can farm INC. V2 directs most trading fees to liquidity providers while retaining a smaller buy and burn portion. INC, which we're going to be talking more about in the PulseX ecosystem, rewards are token emissions. They are not the same as revenue paid by traders, and simply holding PulseX does not automatically deposit PulseX trading fees into a wallet. A supply burn can reduce the number of PLSX tokens, but it cannot guarantee market demand. Trying to keep all that straight for you guys. It's going to be a great show. I can feel it. Let's get over to those crypto bubbles and take a peek at the market here. I'm glad to see on this 4-hour chart that we are above the 200-day moving average. Hopefully we can hold that. I think that's pretty imperative. It's Thursday, which means we are 1 day away from Friday's DeFi gaming stream, one of my favorite streams of the week, even though I do love them all. Melissa says, yeah, eventually. Yeah, I think that's pretty funny. Let's see. Yeah, I predict Moon before 100,000 years from now. Dear Lord, please, Moon, I can't handle this weight. Yeah, I'm with you there. And it's going to be one heck of a celebration, right? Whenever we finally get some real positive in this market. But this is bear market vibes. I've been through it before. Doesn't scare me one bit. I will totally be honest and say that, you know, I was disappointed in the altcoin season this time around, but that's the risk that comes with being in a new emerging asset class. It's not always going to be beautiful. And we've watched a lot of people have great altcoin seasons and make tons of money. It sucks when it doesn't work out for you that way. But like you said, I do very much believe that we will see that at some point. Let's talk about these crypto bubbles. Let's talk about what's going on in crypto today. Let's drop down that 1 through 1,000 here. Take a look. What is our biggest category? 900 to 1,000 got 3.6% gain. This is average per 100 here. If you don't understand, this is by market cap. How much money's in a project's market cap. I'm pretty sure everybody here understands that. So let's start with our 1 through 100 here. And let's take a look. BTW has made its way. It was 98 yesterday. It's 91 today. Bitway is now in the top 100. And it seems like it's here to stay at least for a little while. Did we post that we were live in the Discord? Just wondering. Now, sorry, I'm looking at this Star Baby coin that I never got out of. I don't want to talk about it. How I managed to mess that up is amazing. Only one person here knows what the heck I'm talking about. Anyways, Bitway, rank number 91. UB or Unibase up almost 20%, 19% today. Lighter up 9.5%. That's the good takeaway. We've got Canton Network down 11%. What is it down to? Oop, 9 cents. Said I'd scoop a bag if we got to 8 cents. I'd probably still scoop a bag at 9 cents, right? Meme Core is down a little bit, $1.12. I'm hoping it can hold above $1. I bought mine around $1.13. ADA is actually up in BDX. I haven't seen this in a while. Belladex is up a little bit. Let's drop down another 100 here. Yes, you can. Just fill your day with working at home, eating, and watching. What did I miss? Oh, you can't. I can't handle this weight. Okay. I was like, where did that come from, Melissa? Naysayers can say we got lucky when it moons. We suffered so much for these weights. Yeah. I mean, they'll never understand. And that's in every bear market. I mean, in the bear markets, people bought at and waited A lot of them suffered, and there's many people who got wealthy, but they had to wait a couple of seasons, or 4-year cycles. Let's call it cycles, not seasons. And they definitely had a lot of uncertainty. So when they finally won, it was a big deal. So Hex, it's so interesting that I'm talking about it this week, and it's doing really well. Hex up 20% pretty much, PulseX up 11.6%, and eHex up 13.2%. Let's bring up and see if there's any website for PulseX. Here's PulseX. It's always the same thing. It's very hard to find a market cap. So we have no market cap value. Do the people who are invested in it, do they know how to find a market cap? We will come back to that in just a second. Just wanted to have that up. Well, that's really good for the series. PulseX, Hex, and eHex are all up. Kite, Zero, and Sysic, which we've been talking quite a bit about. Sysic, Bless, Grass, a lot of those type of projects. 200 to 300 here. Let's take a look. Aloe, or Allura, I should call it. The ticker is Aloe. It is up 16.4%. River up 30%. Haven't heard about River in a long time, to $3.20. Sky AI up 47%. Plume up 18%. And this, what is this? Anvil is up 31.9%. Trying to remember what this project is. Let's go take a look at it real quick. Hilarious. Yes, we are talking. I don't know if you've been here much for this series this week, CCP. We're talking about PulseChain, Hex staking, the generation of PulseChain. We talked about yesterday how they copied Ethereum, up to a certain block and then forked it. Really interesting stuff. Definitely raise that crypto IQ. Anvil recently migrated from an old contract to a new contract, but what is it? It is DeFi, they say. No website. For website, it just says white paper, but I don't think that's actual website. It's got about 79 million in it. I guess that's all I need to know right now. And then I think our biggest category of the day was this 9 to 1,000, and it's always one project. Here we are. So only 7.6 million, up 300%, but the chart doesn't look good. When it looks very squarish like this, that is usually not a good sign. But this is PA. And then here's this USDJ again, just stable coin. Let's take it. Look at this thing. It does this pretty often. We've talked about USDJ a few times. All right, let's get moving along. So Bitcoin is at $64,213. Refresh it. $242. Close enough. Overall market cap $2.28 trillion, and we're down 0.4%. But what's interesting is the Fear and Greed Index is actually up. So that could be a front runner kind of leading us in an upward direction here. Let's see if that works. Ethereum, 1900 pretty much on the dot, $1,901. BNB, $592. XRP, $1.03. Solana, $72.56. I don't know why. I feel like I can't talk fast enough or speak English well. $55.78. Dogecoin, 7 cents. Zcash, $504, actually up a little bit in the 7-day. Cardano, we're keeping an eye on. It broke above 20 cents. So shout out to everybody holding on to some Cardano for a really long period of time. Says, I believe Lifer has his members only right now. And yes, I placed 0. Okay, that makes sense. I can't type tonight. Sorry, no worries. I can't speak half the time. Yeah, Lifer, you're right. It's Thursday. He has members only. I will definitely go watch that. Did gold move like BTC when gold ETF was approved? I have no idea. I'm not a gold bug. I don't know a ton. I mean, I know about it, but I just don't follow it 24/7, so I can't tell you what it was doing at a certain time. Monero XMR is up a little bit, $369. Chainlink, $8.19. XLM, 16 cents. Again, XLM has a lot going on. Of course, I'm not surprised anymore to see the price not moving with so much news going on. But there was a time where I would have been surprised to not see it moving. Bitcoin Cash, $212. It had its day in the sun for a couple of weeks not too long ago. Toncoin, $1.37. Canton Network dropping a little bit here, 25% in the last 7 days to the downside. Hedera hanging out around the same price as Dogecoin, 0.068, down a little bit. Avalanche, $6.42. Sui, 67 cents. And MemeCore is at $1.13. MemeCore is actually up almost 20% in the last 7 days. Let's go take a look at that Fear and Greed Index. Actually, we need to look at what's trending over on CoinGecko first. I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, okay. I was like, I clicked it and then nothing happened. So let's see what's going on. We got Cash Cat, this stonk bonker or broker. Stonk broker is taking off. It's up 117%. We're gonna have to take a look at that. Pudgy Penguins, Bioeconomy, Plume, XRP, Hashflow, Ondo, Hema. We took a look at that. It's a rebrand. Lighter, Canton Network, OG or Zero Gravity Labs. I haven't seen that on the radar in a long time. What is that at nowadays? 30 million, 30.5 million. And market cap, Jupiter and Solana. So there's a couple things here I want to take a look at. First is Stonk Broker. J-Dub in the house. Welcome. Thanks for coming back. I think you're here a little earlier in the show. Yeah, MemeCore has had some crazy pumps at times. Been watching that one too. Luckily, it didn't go too much lower than my original entry. I got in around like $1.13, and that's off memory. It might fluctuate a little bit, but then it went way up to like $3, and I was pretty happy about it. And then we came back down. So I'm kind of still at break even. Not really underwater yet right this second, but are we going to see it return to $3 anytime soon becomes the question. Keeping up with this chat is one thing. Oh, I can't curse. It's hilarious. CCP asking a lot of questions. How long have you been? CCP cracks me up every time. Thank you for being here, J-Dub. Old like over 24. CCP is snapping. All right, so let's take a look at this. Stonk Broker, 30 million. It is a Robinhood contract. And you know, the general overall ecosystem, if you really zoom out of crypto, it just got bigger with this whole Robinhood ecosystem being added. PulseX, ecosystem, all these different ecosystems, when you zoom out and look at all of them as one, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's actually growing quite a bit. Let's go take a look at their website. Pretty sure they're a meme coin, right? Experimental software, please read. There are not dividends. The rewards and airdrops. These are not dividends. So, from my understanding, this is still the meta of when you hold the coin, you get some, I don't know, what were they calling it? I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I never really looked into it that much. But this whole meta where it's like you get to own a piece of it. Swap Stonk Broker for Broker NFTs and swap Broker back to Stonk Broker in the trade tab. Where is there a trade tab? Stonk Launcher. Fixed price, bonding curve, and custom launches. So it's another launch pad is what it seems like. The website doesn't look real exciting. Like, this doesn't look real I don't know. It doesn't look very friendly here. We got derp, decentralized, and entropy for recycled proofs. That is a very interesting name, though. If you know, you know what that means. It's a very interesting project. Goes live in 1 day, 23 hours. It's a little less than 2 days. I feel like this would take a little bit of time to break down. Obviously, it's kind of a meme coin play. It's the meta that if you buy some, you own some of it, right? Like a stonk. Customizable token launchpad on Robinhood chain. Launch window scrambled. This is another one I got to bring to the Prime Minister's attention here. Oh, right. This chat is something. All right, we'll come back to this because that, I think, requires a little bit more of a thorough deep dive. There's a lot going on there. Essentially, it's a launch pad on Robinhood, right? That's the obvious essential, right? And it's got a 30 million market cap already, so it could do really well. We got Biconomy. In Halima, what was it a rebrand from? Oh, this Lintry, Linen Tree. But what's notable here is it has a ticker LIT, which Lighter has a ticker LIT, and it seems like maybe they changed their name and rebranded because Lighter is a lot more popular than whatever this project ever was. 15 million in market cap. Let's take a look at their website. Did we take a look at their website yesterday? I don't think we did. Simplifying cross-chain trading, empowering every decentralized exchange. So they're all about interoperability of liquidity, right? Not exactly, yeah, chain abstraction, right? Hiding the complexity. This is pretty cool, whatever this is. I like whatever little feature that is. It's pretty dope. Cross-chain transaction, before abstraction, multiple wallets, different chains, chain-dependent dexes. After chain abstraction, wallet controls, Omni account. Chain abstraction kind of skips this Omni executor, right, and goes straight to these different dexes. Why did they need a rebrand? I'm starting to think that they rebranded mostly because their ticker was lit and Lighter's ticker was lit, and it was probably really confusing. The dashboard actually looks pretty nice. I'm not going to connect a wallet to it. You can stake, you can bridge, you can monitor what's going on in the ecosystem here. That's kind of cool. And then, of course, they have a swap as well. Pretty standard stuff here. What is this? Hosted by... I don't know who that person is, but here's the hosted by the actual people. Very strange. Alright, let's get back to where we were. That's HEMA. I keep seeing it pop up. It's been rebranded. OG. Zero Gravity Labs. I haven't seen it in a while. How's this thing doing? Let's go to that max chart. Yeah, that's pretty much what a lot of things look like right now. Launched and went as high as about $6, and it is currently at 14 cents. 30.5 million. I think that's what happens when you launch real late in the game, just starting to go into a bear market. Let's take a look at that Fear and Greed index here. It's at 29. CCP says it's not a 50-50 guess anymore these days. Whoa. It's getting spicy in that chat. Well, it's 29 today. It's pretty good. That's higher than I've seen it in a while. Let's see. Yesterday was 25. 7 days ago was 25. A month ago was 20. So I would say 29 is pretty good. And as always, just keep that in the back of your head. That fear and greed index number. Let's go take a look at the trending coins. And let's introduce that topic of the day. Dogecoin trending. I love to see Dogecoin trending, but it's down 1%. All right, so let's talk about the problem, because I'm ready to get into some of this education on a day like today. It's a Thursday. And I don't know, Thursday feels very close to the end of the week, but when you don't work a Monday through Friday 9 to 5, like I don't, that doesn't hit the same as it once did, right? So here's the problem. DeFi often places several different numbers on the same screen. Things like APR, trading volume, total value locked, fees, token price, and of course token burns. Because all the numbers appear together, people assume they represent the same kind of success. A pool can offer high APR because it's issuing large amounts of incentivized token. A DEX can process high volume because arbitrage bots are repeatedly trading through it, or wash trading, that kind of thing. A token can experience constant burns while the price falls. The number may all be accurate, while the conclusion drawn from them is completely wrong. The shift here is to follow the value through one transaction. When a trader makes a swap, the trade supplies the input assets. The pool supplies the output asset. The pool's reserve ratio changes. The trader pays a fee. That fee is routed according to the version's rules. Arbitrage traders may rebalance the price, and liquidity providers remain exposed to both assets. Once we trace the transaction, fee, rewards, and risks become much easier to identify. This is sauce right here, I tell you that. So the payoff is that the viewer can evaluate a PulseX opportunity without relying only on an advertised APR. They can determine whether returns come from trading fees or INC emissions. We're going to talk more about this INC. Whether a pool has enough volume to support its liquidity, how much price impacts a trade can create, whether a buy and burn demand is meaningful, whether a liquidity pool position is outperforming simply holding the asset by itself, and whether the ecosystem's liquidity is overly concentrated. Centralization, if you will. So we're going to start with why PulseChain needed PulseX. And I mean, if it's the main swap, decentralized exchange, all of that stuff, then it makes a lot of sense. Now, we did have it pulled up. The most liquid exchange on PulseChain is PulseX. I don't even know what other exchanges there are. There's a lot to unpack here. PulseChain is awesome. That's what it says. Trading fees, dirt cheap. Here's this 0.29% fee that users pay on every swap. It's a pretty low fee, right? It's less than Sushi Swap. PulseX will have most liquidity on PulseChain. I would not. It's kind of like when there's a main swap or DEX on an ecosystem like PancakeSwap for BNB. There's others, but a lot of times they don't have as robust liquidity as like the main DEX does, right? And it's good to have all the liquidity in a single place. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. Centralized liquidity also means the best deals for users because it results in low slippage, meaning the price moves against them less when they swap. It also means that fewer arbitrage bots become rich, equalizing the price from different liquidity sources. It's more efficient. It's a good point. PulseX has lower fees. They have a whole summary in its one sentence. The most liquidity on PulseChain and only becomes more rare. What else were they talking about here? PulseX is designed to increase the value. This whole page looks like it's probably worth reading. The most liquid exchange on PulseChain. PulseX is PulseChain's exchange, okay? PRC20s is what we call coins over on PulseChain. The world's largest yield farm. Every time people swap from one coin to another, PulseX liquidity provider earns fees as a reward. Users can bridge their ERC20s and pair them with free PRC20s in order to provide liquidity and earn fees. This also backs the value of PRC20s that they got for free. Interesting. We talked a lot about how that was all created yesterday. And the second PulseX incentivized token, right? In order to enhance PulseX success, another token will exist to further incentivize liquidity. Is this INC? I don't think so. I want to know more about INC. Providers beyond the fee we're already making. So when they become liquidity providers, they will receive liquidity pool tokens that they can deposit into yield farms. This is not yet named token is emitted with decreasing inflation over time. A DAO chooses which trading pairs receive this incentive and at what rates. Only addresses with PLSX or PulseX balance get to vote in the DAO. What is the goal? PulseX is a Uniswap fork with PLSX liquidity provider incentivization. Its goal is to provide PulseChain users with the best possible trading experience and yield farm with a strong focus on incentivizing ERC20 holders to bridge in and back the value from their free PRC20s. Very interesting. Now we have this whole trade now. This should take us straight to PulseX. And this is app.pulsex.com. CCP, that is hilarious. I'm going to let you do that kind of work. I'm going to let you figure out which one will help the price of BTC. Shout out to anybody who's here. Smash that like button, and of course, tell me what you're thinking about PulseX. So we got Pulse. Run it from your desktop. I just want a Web3 version, right? Just launch it. My Pinta Cloud. What is this? All right. So it looks like we are at, this is V1. Isn't there like a V2 as well? Anyways, I'm going to move on from that right now. And let's take a look at these trending coins. We've introduced the topic, and we will be back to our educational section in just a minute. I tell you, I took a nap before the stream. Not even a long nap. And it's got me feeling super off. But I'm going to shake it off. Don't you guys worry. So what do we got trending over here? We got Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. It's interesting to see those two together. Dogecoin says it's been around for 12.6 years. Dogecoin truly is the OG meme coin. And then in comparison, Shiba Inu's only been around 5.3 years, which I actually thought it was around longer than that. Zig Chain and Zero Base. What is this? Magni.ai. Never know if I'm saying these right, but it's okay. Doesn't really matter. All you need to know is the spelling, the symbol, and then what it is. They've only raised $12.6 million. Decentralized artificial intelligence platform for building and developing Web3 AI agents. You know, what's funny is it's just like everybody's all about all these AI agents, and where do you know to go to get/deploy a functioning AI agent? Probably nowhere. So think about that for a minute. So through its decentralized framework, Magni AI ensures transparency and data integrity while allowing AI agents to perform complex multi-step tasks across various decentralized applications. The project aims to democratize access to artificial intelligence capabilities, offering a secure environment where AI automation can operate trustless within a broader digital asset company. A lot of this stuff right now, if you want to run a lot of this stuff, you have to host it on your own computer, which can come with a multitude of problems and risks, especially if you have no idea how to do that. Like if you don't live in that world already, basically if you're not already a developer and a coder, that can really come with a lot of risks. says take a nap midstream. No, I already did the nap. There is a V2, or should be. Yeah, I'm not real sure what it took me to. Very time I try to get to V2, it sends me to V1 screen you were just on. So do you end up using the V1 to do your swaps? I don't know where the V2 is. I am new to the PulseChain community. We have InvestFi, new on the radar here. White label crypto investing infrastructure for banks and credit unions. What is a white label crypto investing infrastructure? Either way, it sounds like very trusted by institutions. Integrating directly with core banking systems. InvestFi enterprise-grade infrastructure handles trade execution, regulatory compliance, and asset custody in the background. Not the most exciting thing, but they've raised $20 million. Saturn stablecoin. Do we need another one? Who is the issuer? Saturn? Backed by U.S. Treasuries. The protocol operates a dual token system. USDAT serves as stablecoin for payments and DeFi liquidity, while USDAT is yield-bearing token obtained by staking. So let's see, what ecosystem is this in? We live in a crypto world now where we have to actually pay attention to stablecoins a lot more. So this is Ethereum, BNB, and Monad. Look, Monad's in there. All right, well, Saturn stablecoin for the win, I guess. Global Ledger. Isn't that what a blockchain is? Institutional blockchain forensic and AML compliance platform for digital asset. Only has one backer. No money raised yet. They are literally raising in the fund round today, and we do not have the data. What did I just click on? I can't stand the pop-ups on CryptoRank. They're borderline criminal, these pop-ups. All right, well, Global Ledger hasn't really reported back any money. We'll take a look at that tomorrow. Yellow Card, Pan-African, decentralized exchange, or no, sorry, not decentralized exchange. On and off ramp for stablecoin payment infrastructure provider. Obviously, Africa is a hard sought after market with apparently a lot of problems, but Coinbase, Andreessen Horowitz, Polychain Capital, Blockchain Capital, Galaxy are some tier ones. They believe this is going to make some money. So they have invested. AI NFT. It is 5.2 years old. I'm not even going to look at that. Peanut the Squirrel back on the radar. Is Peanut the Squirrel about to take off again? I kind of doubt it. We have Stripe Chain. It is a cross-chain interoperability protocol. Stripe Chain allows developers to create commands, call intents, perform actions like transferring data between blockchains, utilizing a system called Stripe Virtual Machine. It enables applications to communicate and coordinate with different protocols, so it's interoperability for cross-chain payments, right? Calling data between blockchains. So it's just interoperability at its finest. Sounds like something a developer would be excited about if it works well. All of these things really depend on them actually working well, right? A lot of interesting projects trending here that are old, like Power Ledger, 8.8 years old. Go mining token. Melissa, do you use the Go mining token? I never got into it. I don't know why. It's hard for me to get into a lot of these mining, like they have the warehouse, they have the miners, and you buy NFTs and somehow you're going to get some value. It just seems like you're always going to give them more money than they're ever going to give you. So then what the heck is the point? Cortex protocol, which we've talked about before. Let's touch on that real quick. Cortex protocol, ticker CX, lives on Arbitrum, Avalanche, Base, BNB, and Ethereum's ecosystems. Cortex protocol is an AI agent for natural language blockchain ops, enabling swaps and yield via chat. And it is, of course, very interoperability. That means things working together. Well, they have a long description here. I don't think that there's any thing about this that's worth reading that long. It's basically providing a lot of interoperability options, Cortex protocol, within like a chat function. Ape and Pepe, I haven't seen that one on for a while. That's a meme coin, 2.2 years old. Is that coming back? It's up barely. And then we have Skew, almost skewed, almost hiding in there. I almost missed it. Institutional perpetual future DEX built on the Hyperliquid network. So it's very hyperliquid. It's very skewed. It's hard not to make that joke. Institutional grade decentralized trading infrastructure for perps and future platform built natively on Hyperliquid's network. What is going on in this chat? Yeah, yep, says yes and then no. I'm not sure what that means. Should we just should we move this show time around on Thursdays for the weekly timeshare that the Lifer does? One, because I would like to watch it. I'd like to be a part of that. Two, because of viewership. We have a very shared community, and I'm the one sharing. You know, he built his community. Kinesis Gold up 108%, Lighter up 9%. Top loser of the day is Canton Network to 9 cents. I think it might be time. If it could fall a little more, I'll probably scoop a small bag, but if it could fall a little more, it might be a good time to scoop up some of that Canton Network. That is what bottom of the bear markets is all about. I have made no secrets about the fact that I am just focused on, you know, making spot bags of coins that I think can do well, assessing my risk in this time, right? Oh, no to the mining thing you asked me. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. Struggerheart says 111. What's up, Struggerheart? Thank you for being here. Let's talk about PulseChain. Let's get into kind of the core of that crypto education. So, why PulseChain needed PulseX? Wednesday's lesson, which was yesterday, showed us that PulseChain began with thousands of copied token contracts. But a copied token balance does not arrive with a functioning market, which I could imagine was probably a pretty big issue. They can watch both on separate TVs. That seems rather difficult, but hey, maybe that's what I should do right now. Maybe I should have him up in the corner on my stream. That'd be hilarious. I don't think he'd ever go for it, but if I had him up in the corner of mine and he had me up in the corner of his, it'd be pretty funny. For the tokens to receive prices, let me not get distracted, right? Let me just start over here. So PulseChain began with thousands of copied contracts because they copied Ethereum when they forked. And copied token balances do not arrive with fully functioning markets. For tokens to receive prices, users need pools containing assets people were willing to exchange. PulseX became primary venue for creating those markets. PulseX allows users to swap PulseChain tokens, trade assets through bridges, supply token pairs as liquidity, receive liquidity pooled tokens, participate in selected yield farms, generate the swap activity that funds PLSX, buy and burn. PulseX therefore sits between the technical existence of an asset and its practical ability to trade. It's got me really interested. Like, I know that there's probably not a bunch of value in dollars attached to whatever I have, but I gotta have something, because I mean, I've been in crypto longer than 2023. J-Dub says AI will probably say that PulseX is a swap or exchange, but PLSX is the token. Uniswap pancake copy. Okay, it did say it was that Pulse. Yeah, because PLSX is the token, but PulseX is the decentralized exchange, right? They're separate things, but they're very connected. Yeah, we were just going over that. And I think we're going to continue to go over it. How an automated market maker works. PulseX is based on automated market maker model associated with exchanges such as Uniswap. Now, PulseX, as he's pointing out, PulseX is the exchange, not the token. PLSX is the token associated with the exchange, just like Pancake is associated with PancakeSwap, right? Instead of waiting for one person to post a sell order and another person to accept it, a smart contract holds reserves of both tokens. A simplified pool might contain 1 million PLS, 1,000 units of a stablecoin. The ratio between those reserves produces the pool's current price. A common simplified formula here would be token A reserve times token B reserve equals constant or price. When someone buys PLS from the pool, PLS leaves the pool, stablecoin enters the pool, PLS becomes more expensive inside that pool. The larger the trade compared with the pool, the more dramatically the price moves. The role of arbitrage. To make it a little easier, you can swap Hex and PLS in your Tangent wallet by USDT or ETH. The rest I get off of their exchange thing. J-Dub was gonna say if you held your Hex on Ethereum before May 23rd, you have a copy on PulseChain, which I want to say I did, but I'd have to double check when I actually bought that Hex. Because it was a while ago, and I don't remember exactly how long ago it was. So the role of arbitrage. PulseX does not independently know the correct global price of an asset, the more agreed upon everywhere else price of an asset. Suppose PLS becomes cheaper on PulseX than on other active markets. An arbitrage trader can buy the cheaper PLS and sell it where the price is higher. That activity changes the pool's reserves and moves the PulseX price closer to the outside market. Arbitrage now serves as an important purpose by aligning prices, but the profit received by arbitrageurs becomes the price difference created inside the pool. Liquidity providers are effectively providing the inventory that gets rebalanced. So it's a really good concept here that bots or people doing arbitrage, they're making a profit, but their function is really to rebalance and keep the price of something similar to the price that it is in outside ecosystems, which is a good function for an ecosystem. John 316 says, I thank you in advance on me just investing in BTC. I'm older in age and need BTC as a long-term investment. Blessings, smash the like button. I appreciate you saying that, John 316. Welcome in, welcome in. We're learning about PulseChain tonight. You said that you felt like altcoins can be a little sketchy or something along those terms. So this is probably the ultimate sketch here for most people. I'm not saying anything bad about PulseChain. Do not misunderstand me. I'm just saying sentiment, how a lot of people feel about it. If you already find regular altcoins a little fringe, this is very fringe. But we're going to keep deep diving and research because it will serve us at some point. And Hex has done some incredible numbers over the years. Maybe PulseChain and PulseX and things like that are going to do similar things. Maybe Hex is going to do it again. Number 4, fees, price impact, and slippage are all different things. These terms are frequently mixed together. We're going to raise that crypto IQ. Lock in. Trading fee. This is a protocol-defined charge that is attached to a swap. Every time a transaction, or a swap more specifically, happens, PulseX's standard swap fee is 0.29%, which is very small. Price impact. This is the price movement caused by the size of the trade relative to the pool. A $100 swap may barely affect a deep pool, but severely move a pool containing only $1,000 because that would be 10%. So what they're saying here is if a liquidity pool that is backing or a part of the price formation has $1,000 in it and somebody removes 100, they just remove 10% of the money in the pool, Where if there's $100,000 or a deeper pool of liquidity, more money, $100 would affect the price very little. And this applies everywhere. This is basic, I don't want to say tokenomics, but it's basic, what's the right word? It's basic financial infrastructure type stuff. So these things can be applied other places. Slippage. Slippage is the difference between the expected execution and the amount ultimately received. The slippage setting tells the transaction how much movement the trader will tolerate before canceling. So for anybody who doesn't know, for anybody who's gotten, heavy slippage, just know that you could have gone and changed your slippage, right? I like to go, especially when I'm trading something that could potentially have high slippage, like a meme coin or something like that. I like to go change it to like a really low slippage, 1%. And then it'll say, hey, the slippage is too low to really make this transaction work. I'll turn it up to 2% or even 1.5, and I'll just slowly increase it until I get the transaction to go through with like the lowest available slippage. I don't think I ever really go over 5% because at that point it's not really worth it. We got Ginga Ming TV. What's up? Welcome in. Smash that like button for me. So setting slippage unnecessarily high can expose a user to poor execution or a sandwich attack. It does not create better liquidity. So don't set your slippage high thinking that you're doing yourself a favor. You're just setting yourself up to lose more value in the transaction. That's what maximal extractable value, or a MEV attack, is all about. So PulseX V1. I'm really interested in this whole V1, V2 thing. Wherever we just went, it took us to V1. Melissa, who's more familiar with this ecosystem, says it always reroutes her to V1, if I understood you correctly. And let's see if we can figure out what the heck is going on here. So V1 places a greater emphasis on PulseX burn and buy mechanism. Now, one thing is, usually when you have a V1 of something and then a V2 comes out, usually they kind of force you to use the V2. They don't usually live side by side. But I have seen on Uniswap plenty of times where you could go to like V2 even though they have like V3 and V4 out. Current community on-chain analytics describe the 0.29% fee approximately this way. About 0.28% of trade volume supports PulseX buy and burn, where this 0.01% is sent to the designated no expectation address. Whatever that means. There's no expectation, so we don't know what it means. V1 liquidity provider does not receive a standard swap fee distribution received by V2 providers. Eligible V1 liquidity pool tokens can instead be deposited into farms that issue INC rewards. So this INC is like the rewards token for the ecosystem. And in V1, it seems like you just get another token for being a part of the process that you can put to gain yield or this INC token in reward. It's an interesting way to go about it. So the distinction is essentially an INC reward is newly issued incentive value. It's not the same as receiving part of the fee paid by a trader. Those are two totally different things. And now we've gone over what V1 is all about, right? We go to V2. What is the difference? Well, V2 changed the incentive balance. Its standard 0.29% fee is commonly described as approximately 0.22. What you need to know here is the majority of it. This is most of the fee. Most of the fee goes to the liquidity provider as incentive. Approximately 0.06% towards PLSX buy and burn. Same thing, and approximately 0.01 to the no expectation address. I want to know more about this no expectation address. That's pretty interesting. Gigaming says, what's up? Welcome in. Welcome to the Crypto Research Deep Dive show, says Melissa. Get a proper introduction here. Yeah, you guys should check. There is a site where you just paste your wallet address, and it'll show you tokens and dollar values. Okay. You have any idea what that website is? All right, so we're comparing the V1 to V2. That means V2 liquidity pool returns are more directly connected to the pool's actual trading activity. If a V2 pool experiences little volume, the liquidity pool may earn very little in fees, even if the pool contains substantial capital. According to the current DeFi Llama snapshot, V1 contains about 26 million total value locked. V2 contains approximately 20.8 million total value locked, which is relatively close. They're only about 6 million off. V1 processed about 51 million in the last 31 days, and V2 41 million. So it does seem like more people are still on the V1. Now, what was the big distinction between V1 and V2 was that in V1, you are given a INC reward, right, for being a part of the process as a token. You get a token for being a part of it, and then you can deposit that and get INC reward issued to you. Where in V2, the fee for swaps goes directly to the liquidity provider. And liquidity pool, liquidity provider can be somewhat interchangeable, as I've interchanged it. These figures fluctuate and should always be presented as a current snapshot rather than permanent measurements. Again, this is at the time that it grabbed the information. Does not necessarily mean that, in 5 days those numbers will be the same. PulseX stable swap. That's what we're going to get into next. Can you place that link in the Discord? Yeah, I would really appreciate that. I don't know if he's in the Discord. I can't say you should get them off PulseChain, though. All right. I follow. Gigaming TV says, I can post it. Well, the link to the Discord is in the chat. So, PulseX stable swap, right? So, stable swap pools are designed for assets expected to trade relatively close in price. Examples could include 2 different dollar-denominated assets or multiple representations of a similar underlying value. Because the pool expects smaller relative price differences, it can potentially provide lower price impact around the target range that a standard constant product pool. However, the word stable describes the pool design, not a guarantee that every asset inside remains actually stable. If one of the stablecoin loses its backing or market confidence, liquidity providers can be left holding more of a falling asset. PulseX stable swap currently holds approximately 949,000 in total value locked, and it processed around 8.2 million in volume over the last 30 days. How PulseX buy and burn works. A portion of PulseX trading fees is used to purchase PLSX from available liquidity and permanently send it to a burn address. That creates 2 different effects. Market purchases create recurring PLSX demand connected to the PulseX volume, meaning because it's buying it, there's demand. Burning removes the purchased PLSX from spendable supply, meaning it's no longer in circulating supply. The current community maintained on-chain dashboard reports approximately 1.4 trillion PLS burned through the trading fee buy and burn activity. Deflationary. It could be deflationary. I don't know all the numbers, right? There might be more issued than is burned, and therefore it's not deflationary. But it's a step closer. But 3 cautions matter, right? So first one is that the number of tokens burned is influenced by the PLSX price. The same dollar amount purchases more PLSX when the token is inexpensive. Second, some dashboards calculate burn percentages after excluding address classified as origin address holdings. Changing the supply denominator can make the same burn appear much larger or smaller. And third, supply reduction cannot replace demand. A token can become scarcer while the remaining market demand declines even faster than its scarceness, therefore not really helping the price of the coin. What INC is doing. Here, we're getting to the INC, and I want to know a lot more about this. It's an incentivized token associated with PulseX farming. A V1 liquidity provider can receive liquidity pool token or liquidity provider tokens, that's the correct terminology, after supplying a supported pair. So you get involved with the process of providing liquidity. Then they give you a liquidity provider token. If that liquidity provider token is accepted by the active farm, it can be deposited to earn INC. How that works, I'm not sure as far as knowing in advance what pairs the farm is actually accepting. How often the farms change what they accept and don't accept. It's very interesting. I have some thoughts here, but I'm going to wait because we might be going right into that. INC exists to make certain liquidity positions more attractive. That's exactly what I thought. This is actually pretty smart. That can be useful during ecosystem growth because new markets often need extra reasons for users to supply capital. So think of this. You're a liquidity provider. You're somebody who's making some kind of profit by providing liquidity. And so INC is effectively directing you to where is the best place to put your money, and it's doing that based off of where that liquidity providing is most needed, right? Where is it that something is needed? So if a new pair comes in, it might need liquidity more than other things, and being new, it might have excitement around it, might have a lot of people trying to use it, and so they just kind of nudge you by looking at higher return to go provide your liquidity over in this place. And that's a good way to kind of rebalance constantly. All right, but token incentivize introduces a cost, right? So new INC enter circulation. Farmers may sell the INC to protect their yield, what they've earned, right? APR can decline as more liquidity enters, and liquidity may leave when rewards become less attractive. The correct question is not simply what is the farm APR, what most people would go look at, what is the APR, but how much of the return comes from real trading activity and how much comes from issuing INC. Let's check out that chat. Didn't want to post a link here, don't have Discord. I think Gigaming is going to post it. Just everybody, be careful with links in Discord. I'm sure it's perfectly fine, but I don't know, right? Teddy Bear is a good meme coin to buy as well on PulseChain. Okay, that's good to know. I don't know much about meme coins over there. PLSX is deflationary. All tokens are circulating with buy and burn, making supply go down as time goes on. Okay, that's what I was hoping for, but I didn't know what the issuance rate was. Thanks for letting me know that, J-Dub. My PulseChain coins are up today. Nice, but unfortunately I'm not a millionaire, not even half a millionaire. Hey, that happens. Look at that. Look at those custom emojis. You could get custom emojis for $3.99 by joining our membership. If that's something you're interested in, it's easy to do on YouTube, and I keep it nice and cheap. So what a liquidity pool token represents: when someone deposits both assets into a liquidity pool, if you ever used a liquidity pool, you usually have to say you have $1,000 you want to put in. You got to split it 50-50 between whatever the pair is, right? So that's an important thing to understand about liquidity pools. The contract issues an LP token to represent your stake in the liquidity pool. That liquidity pool token represents a proportional claim on the pool's remaining token A and token B. That's why you split it 50-50, so you have a 50% stake per proportion to your value of both tokens. Allocable accumulated fees, right? So the money that's made inside the liquidity pool from fees, you should have a portion of. The liquidity pool does not have a guaranteed claim on the exact number of each token originally deposited. As traders and arbitrageurs use the pool, the reserve composition changes. When the liquidity pool withdraws, the wallet receives its percentage of pool's current reserve. Impermanent loss. This is, of course, highly important topic for any liquidity pool, not just PulseX. Impermanent loss measures how an liquidity pool position performed compared with simply just holding the original asset. Suppose liquidity pool deposit equals dollar value of PLS and a stablecoin. So you have the PLS token in this example and a stablecoin. That is the pair. If PLS raises significantly, traders and arbitrageurs remove PLS from the pool. Stablecoins accumulate inside the pool, and the LP ends up with less PLS than someone who just held the original asset. The liquidity pool position can still increase in dollar value and still underperform holdings. This is something that a lot of people don't spend the time to understand before they go throw a bunch of money in a liquidity pool thinking they're going to earn some high APR. As a simplified reference, if one asset doubles relative to the other, impermanent loss is approximately 5.7% before fees and incentive. If one asset rises 4 times relative to the other, impermanent loss is approximately 20%. Fees and INC rewards may offset that difference, but they are not guaranteed to do so, meaning that the fees and the rewards might help to offset that impermanent loss, but there's no guarantee that it's going to get you back to break even. The loss is called impermanent loss because it is permanent. The relative process could return to, or because it's impermanent, right? Because the price could return to the starting ratio if you wait long enough, right? The liquidity pool withdraws while the difference existed, and the underperformance is realized whenever, I guess, you exit the liquidity pool. How to read PulseX current numbers. This is going to be interesting, right? J-Dub says same here. One day, yes. One day, we are all hoping to be millionaires inside this market. So how to read PulseX current numbers. This is from DeFi Llama Snapshot. Approximately 47 million total value locked. 24-hour trading volume, and again, this is for PulseX. Approximately 5 million in the last 24 hours. Last 30 days, approximately 100 million. 30-day fees, approximately 269,000. 30-day protocol revenue, about 177,000, right? A little less than 200,000. Accumulated DEX volume, about 19.8 billion. And the more you look at these numbers, see, these numbers seem random when you've never really looked at them. The more you look at, like, total value locked month to month or week to week, whatever you look at it, right? It begins to paint a picture. Looking at it one time doesn't really give you a whole lot of picture unless you're just used to looking at volume and TVL. If you're used to looking at numbers, then you already begin to understand what this means. My point here is, if you really care about an ecosystem, look at the total value locked, look at 24-hour volume, revenue, stuff like that, but you need to set yourself up to look at it rather daily, weekly, monthly, something like that. Blockworks is a great data place for that. These numbers tell different stories, right? So total value locked, now we're going to break it down for you. This is sauce. Capital presently held in tracked PulseX contracts. Volume is gross value swapped. The same capital can trade repeatedly. So volume is not equal to new money entering PulseChain. Volume is where you don't want to get confused, because if a bot just keeps recycling the same $1,000, it can make it look like there's, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 in a month with $1,000 or more. It could do it constantly with a bot, and that can really make your volume look huge when it's just the same $1,000, right? There's not 600,000. There's just 1,000 over and over and over again. But they are paying fees every time. So fees are charged by the trader whenever doing a transaction. That one everybody should understand. Protocol revenue is the portion trackers classify as going towards the protocol or token-related mechanisms rather than liquidity provider costs. So when the fee happens, a large majority of that is going to the people providing liquidity and making everything happen, and a smaller, much smaller portion usually is going to the actual protocol, right? or the blockchain, whatever you want to talk about, the foundation, however it's set up, and that would be your protocol revenue. Token price, what buyers and sellers are currently willing to exchange for PLSX, is not included automatically in any other measurement than the token price. PulseX dominance, strength versus risk. You've heard Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum dominance charts, stuff like that, hopefully before. PulseX currently contains the larger majority of tracked PulseChain DEX liquidity, meaning most of the liquidity in this ecosystem lives on PulseX. And we were reading about that on their paper. That's on purpose, right? That creates a strength. Traders know where to find liquidity. We don't really want a bunch of different decentralized exchanges where liquidity is all broken up. That's called fragmentation, and that can be damaging, especially to a smaller ecosystem. New tokens have a primary listing venue. Buy and burn receives concentrated volume, and routing between major ecosystem assets can be simpler. It also creates concentration risks. A PulseX problem would affect much of the ecosystem if there's a problem with the decentralized exchange. Liquidity may be fragmented between V1 and V2. We've already seen that. Smaller PulseChain exchanges may struggle to attract deep pools of liquidity or people to provide liquidity providers. A token displaced price may depend heavily on one venue. So the price may heavily be concentrated by the liquidity from one venue, which in this case would be PulseX. PulseChain also has venues such as 9mm, this fucks, hilarious, and 9inch, right? Aggregators such as whatever this is search across multiple sources, including PulseX, V1, V2, StableSwap, and locate improved routes. Seems like a aggregator to bring it all together. It's pretty good. PulseX safety checklist here. Before making a swap, verify the official application URL. Make sure you're on the right website. Confirm PulseChain is selected. Verify both token contract addresses. Check whether each token is native, a copy, or a bridge. If you're going to deal with PulseX, you're going to need to understand these things. Review the trading fee. Examine the price impact. Use a reasonable slippage, in my opinion, under 5% certainly. Consider comparing an aggregator quote. Test unfamiliar routes with a smaller amount, meaning test transactions. The fees are low. You should be able to do test transactions. And revoke unnecessary token approvals when appropriate before supplying liquidity. Understand both assets. Identify whether the rewards are coming from the fees or the INC or both. Identify whether you're on, version 1 or version 2. Check actual pool volume. Estimated impermanent loss exposure. That part's probably a little complicated for people. Maybe ChatGPT could help you out if you plug in the numbers. Review the remaining incentive schedule. Confirm how the liquidity pool position can be withdrawn, and never choose a pool based only on the displayed APR. The weekly topic education section. So we have 4 sources of DeFi returns. We're going to come back to this in a minute because we need to break this up. I can feel people's heads swelling. It's been a heavy one today. But we're here to raise that crypto IQ. So you know it's going to get a little heavy sometimes on the education. Now, I think we already looked at our top gainers, top losers, but we like Blockworks for quite a few reasons, right? So I keep meaning to get really deep into this project, Blockworks, and I'm still pretty surface with it. Let's go to crypto ETFs. And let's look at our inflow outflow kind of thing. Let's go to, let's keep it on daily and spot ETFs. We can make it big. I don't know why I don't normally do this. I apologize. I should always make this thing as big as possible. Let's zoom in a little bit here. And first off, you could leave all of them on. You'll see when you hover over something, July 14th as an example here, it shows you everything, and then at the bottom it gives you a total, right? There were a lot more outflows than inflows. That's why see the middle line? That's why the bar is under. So we have been doing pretty good on inflows, right? But this is across all ETFs, meaning you could have a lot in one. And you can see the color BTC is orange. And you can see in every bar that tends to make up the majority of the inflows or outflows, right? It's just the majority of money in ETFs. So we were doing pretty good up until about, what date is this? The 23rd of July. Then we saw some outflows. Negative BTC 216 million, negative 238 million. That's just for BTC. And then we have it here negative again. And what I want to point out here is that let's look at the 27th, right? That doesn't seem like we are where we should be. There we go. Fixed it. If you look, like, here's an example. Overall negative outflows of ETFs across the board is 315 million, right? But 238 million comes from BTC by itself ETF, and Ethereum 75. So when you combine Ethereum and BTC's ETF, they're the majority of all ETF inflows and outflows, right? But you can turn this on and off. So we could just hit this and we could just turn on XRP. And you could just look at XRP ETF, right? Analytics and data are, I don't know. If you have patience, I don't even know if it's patience, because I don't think you can have patience. First, you have, with any data or analytics, you have to understand what you're looking at. If you understand what you're looking at, then I guess you could have the patience to continue to look at it. And there, from there, you'll understand more. And then maybe you get excited about data. I don't know how you get to the part where you're excited about it. I know I am. I love looking at data sets and stuff like that, but I know not everybody is. And I'm not even like a developer or anything like that. So August 4th, and then we have August 5th. Obviously, we're not going to have August 6th, which is today, on the chart yet. BTC with 219 and Ethereum with 56 million inflow. So that's why most of that bar is above the middle line. But your multi-asset and XRP are negative. Now, multi-asset negative about $53 million. I don't really understand. Well, I understand what a multi-asset ETF is, right? It's an ETF that's backed by multiple assets. That's not a hard concept to understand. But what assets are in the multi-asset ETF, I have absolutely no idea. And to be honest with you, I don't really care because I don't buy ETFs. I do care about Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe XRP, and a few of those ETFs, but a lot of the other ones I don't really care about. So we've kind of deep dived that. What I do like to also go to is revenue. So if we go back, on-chain revenue, or which blockchains are making the most money, is important to me, because they always tell you to follow the money. Look, whatever day this was pretty good. This was the 5th of June, and Hyperliquid made almost $4 million in its ecosystem just off of revenue, right? Same idea here, right? We can zoom in, make sure we're up to the closest. Let's look at yesterday. Tron made $1 million in revenue yesterday. Hyperliquid on the 4th made 1.3 million. Tron made $1 million. The 3rd, Hyperliquid made 1.1 million. Tron made 1 million. So Hyperliquid and Tron have been doing well. Now, this is a bit of a daily bar graph. You can switch it to weekly, whatever you want to do. But if you just scroll down, it's a little bit easier to run the numbers here, right? So let's say monthly, 30 days. And then we'll hit total revenue, so it puts it in order. If you don't hit total revenue or one of these things, whatever metric you're looking at, it's not going to put them in order for you. So it looks like Hyperliquid in the last 30 days has made 34.6 million, and Tron has made 27 million. As far as I know, Tron is mostly just used people moving USDT Tron version around. I don't know that they have a lot going on. Does Tron have significant revenue anywhere else? Now, tell me what chain you do not see on here that maybe we are talking about tonight. And that would be PulseX. So because that's what we're looking at, whoops, forgot the S. You get no analytics. Let's see if we try like PLSX, nothing. But if we tried a different ticker, I'm not used to putting tickers in here. So let's go BTC. Okay, so actually it looks like I'm just searching in the wrong spot. Let's go over here. And let's search, yeah, PLSX. X. There is one Base Financials. So this brought up Base. So one thing I'm kind of trying to point out here, and I've never done it on here, but I was pretty sure was a thing, is that it's very hard to get accurate analytics on most of these sites, whether it's CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, or Blockworks here. It's very hard to find information a lot of times about PulseChain and stuff like that. You really have to go to native. You got to go to a native Hex or PulseChain ecosystem type of web page or something in order to really find those analytics, which is unfortunate. I don't know why they can't be plugged in. Everything else is plugged in. It almost seems like it's done on purpose, right? What's going on with this chat? Yep, one day it will come. Absolutely, I believe in that. Striker Heart says 333. Melissa says, hey, Underground, please explain slippage. Is more slippage better or lower amounts of slippage? Okay, I will explain that. Yo, smack that like button. It helps the channel grow. I appreciate you saying that. Have the best mod in the game. Thank you, Melissa. I don't understand why PulseChain is so exclusive in the crypto world. You know, that is something I have been heavily trying to understand. Maybe that's a question for ChatGPT. I mean, don't get me wrong. ChatGPT is not everything, and you have to pay attention to the answers. It can be wrong. It can get really confused. But to act like it's not a good tool, that's crazy, because it can do things really quick. So let's ask it. I hit the wrong buttons. That's not what I want. All right. We're doing the series on PulseChain and PulseChain community, but my question for you is what am I talking about? Start over. I don't know why I'm wording it like that. Why is PulseChain and Hex so commonly excluded from all the different places like CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko? Why is it that it's so hard to find market caps for these numbers? Why are they excluded from the club? Still probably was. I'm doing that off the cuff, right? Let's see what they give us. Is this all Richard Hart's fault? He made some very powerful people mad. Maybe. I mean, that's what a lot of times people have said in the past here. Let's see if they can come up with a reasonable answer. And we'll come back to it in a minute. We'll go back to this. Check the analytics in the Discord for PulseChain on the website. Check the analytics. I posted in the Discord. Okay, I'll go take a look at the Discord. So this is called thebestchart.com and portfolio. I'm just looking at the links that you posted here, right? All right, we will probably do that in a second, right? Is the Prime Minister of Japan with us? Is he up yet? All right, let me get back to what we were doing here. Too many tabs open, I tell you. I have it on like the highest thinking, so it takes a minute. We'll do some chainers for a second. How about that? Let's go to the farm. I love to break up some of the tense stuff here. It was a great show in my opinion, even if the turnout was a little low. It's understandable. I will be watching that live stream for the members only from the lifer. See if we can pick these up. There we go. Wow, that actually worked easily. Usually it's more of a pain. Let's see if we can finally combine these. Missing ingredient. So it'd be this one. Didn't I just pick up 2 rare plots? I'm pretty sure I did. In my storage, 2 rare plots. Then we go here. And then we try to put them together. Well, I'm confused. To make a legendary plot, you need 2 epic plots. So I need, oh, that's why. Because all right, never mind. Wow. That cost a lot of CFB. But what can I say? We need to do that. Well, I thought I had a little bit of in-game currency to work with here. It is gone. Alright, well, we have 2 epics. I mean, to get a legendary is crazy. You need a lot of in-game currency, and you need 98 fertilizer. I feel like that's going to be hard to come by without actually buying it. But now I got 2 of them. I could combine them if I had that stuff. And let's see if we can combine these 2 commons. Let's see what we got available here. We don't have enough fertilizer to do that. All right. Let's see if we can't move these. They keep changing how this works, and it's very confusing. Alright, whatever, they're down. Good enough. Let's plant some stuff in here. Alright, that's not working. Struggle Heart says, yeah, it's been a good show. I'm glad you feel that way. I will admit that I feel a little bit off when we first started. That quick nap before the stream, sometimes I wake up and I'm zinging, ready to go. And sometimes I'm like, whoa. I am like not ready. You know, when you do, I don't know if a lot of people really take the time to think about it. Like when you do a live stream pretty much every day, 6 days a week is pretty much every day, right? That one day off doesn't really slap, especially because I use it to do a bunch of things with my other business. So it's not really a day off for me, even if I don't stream. But that's not what I'm trying to say. You know, you have to hit that go live button regardless of like if you're exhausted, you worked all day, like no matter what, you got to hit that live button if you're committed. And so it makes a very interesting dynamic. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just saying it's interesting. Some days I'll be on here talking and I'm like reading the stuff and I'm like, I have to keep constantly like making myself focus because I'm not 100% with it. But usually after the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I'm ready to go. That's why we do a lot of the keeping a pulse on the market at first. But hey, sometimes it shows. I wonder how much people can tell when I'm tired and when I am just on cloud 9. Most of the time, I'm honestly pretty ready to go. Just every once in a while, with my other businesses and things, maybe I've been working hard all day in the sun, the Florida sun, and then I got to turn up and do a show. Which I did after work today, but I mean, I work every day, but for my other business. Some of you guys know, some of you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. That's perfectly fine. Oh, we got a lot of common plots here. I need some fertilizer to merge those all together. Let's get to planting a few things. Sometimes this can still be a little screwy. Like, why is nothing coming up? Let's refresh. It's been a tough week. I feel you on that one. I mean, I'm sure everybody is having a tough time when we look at this market. And I think you, Gigaming TV, I appreciate you coming in and posting some stuff. I also posted the website to bridge into PulseChain from any chain. You know, if you guys are going to be a part of the community, and obviously you And J-Dub, I don't know if you're the same person or not, but if not, we might need like a PulseChain tab in the Discord. I like to give people kind of a home when they're very specific to one thing in crypto. And if you guys want a space inside the Discord where you guys can post things like new coins or an update or a version 3 or like anything that's important to you, and you want to share it with the community and have people who are just excited about crypto in general. We might be small in numbers now, but I don't think it'll always be that way. You're more than welcome to do that. I can create that if you're interested in that. You can tell me you're interested in that in the main hangout. You could message me privately on Discord, or you could just post it here in the chat, whatever you want to do. But just know that that's an option to be a more permanent part of this community. And as we grow on YouTube, you know, I'm the face. I go live every day. And when we go into a bull market or just continue, we're going to continue to attract more people into this ecosystem. I think you see the writing on the wall with that. That's going to attract people then over to PulseChain, which is good for everybody involved. Let's see if did we win anything? All right, we haven't claimed any of that. Okay, we don't have enough points yet. Let's go to weekly. Nothing special. Nothing. All right. Let's go to the city map. Let's go to missions. Just trying to get all the stuff here. Collect some XP. Looks like we got a pack. These are all NFTs on chain, I'm pretty sure. We got some experience points, some XP. I'm assuming that's associated with the event. I would hope it's associated with the event. But I didn't see it go up. Interesting. Oh, we can actually claim something. Let's claim that. I see Prime Minister is up. So we got a Mario coin. Oh wow, this thing bounced. Yeah, that thing just bounced from like 4K. Yeah, people are up on that. All right, focus. So let's go back to the question at hand here. Short answer is we're talking about PulseChain and why they're kind of excluded from everything. See if they can give us a reasonable answer. The short answer is they are not completely excluded, but their verified circulating market cap and normal ranking are. That happens through a mix of genuine accounting difficulties, weak mainstream exchange integration, centralized tracker discretions, and some historical questionable treatment of HEX. I think that's the real answer. As of August 2026, CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko both have a page for HEX, PulseChain, or PulseChain HEX, PLS, and PLSX. They can see prices and total supply, but their display of circulating supply is unavailable, which automatically prevents a normal market cap ranking because there's no circulating supply. Why circulating supply is the sticking point? Because that is the formula that you use to determine. That runs straight into the origin address problem. Community analysis identifies roughly 120 trillion PLS as an OA allocation. The PLSX OA reportedly reports more than 90% of PLSX, and a large OA-related HEX allocation also exists, and this OA stands for origin address. These balances have never sold, but has never sold is not the same thing as being cryptographically burned or locked. So basically they're in an address that somebody may or may not have some control over, and that causes a bunch of problems because they're not technically burned or locked. So trackers face an enormous choice: to count the OA because the coin technically exists and could potentially be moved. This is legitimate. This is a good point here. The origin address has a ton of coin in it, and the question becomes, it's not technically burned or locked when you're putting together your numbers for something like CoinGecko, all right, crypto rank, whatever, CoinMarketCap. Do you include the origin address? Because it could potentially move, or do you exclude it because it behaves like an inactive founder treasury supply? Well, refuse to clarify either number without documented control and wallet classification. So there's just a big problem with the numbers. That makes a lot of sense. That choice can change the resulting market cap 5-fold, 10-fold, or more. Community supply analytics openly use user supply convention that excludes, so it's commonly recognized to exclude the origin address balance, while mainstream trackers are unwilling to endorse it without meeting their verification standard. Because what happens when they tell you something and then all of a sudden that origin address balance wakes up and moves, and then everybody just panics, which I could, it's not impossible. Hex makes the accounting even stranger. With Hex, starting a native stake actually burns the staked Hex. Ending the stake later mints the principal plus payout. We went over this. Consequently, ERC20 total supply represents the current liquid Hex minted. We could go into a lot of things. I think that we answered the question. I don't want to go into a whole new educational thing because I think you guys might be a little burnt out on that one. How's everybody feeling out there? How my undergrounders doing? I know I check on you guys constantly. Remember, Satoshi has 1 million coins just held. Oh, that's hilarious. It's Gig Gaming TV. Thank you for clarifying that. Again, I read things on the internet, and sometimes I do a terrible job. I like Gigaming. Gigaming TV sounds great, but it's Gig Gaming TV. What is your channel about? Are you DeFi gaming? Sounds really cool. I also posted the ZK Wallet website that provides zero knowledge, trustless private tech that PulseChain focused. J-Dub says at Gig Gaming TV. Are you guys the same people? Is J-Dub actually Gig Gaming TV? I appreciate you being here from two different accounts. I don't know if you are or not. Remember, Satoshi has 1 million coins just held. Are you talking about a BTC, or did they send the Satoshi wallet some coins? Or is that because wait, that's BTC, that's not Ethereum. Yeah, okay. I was gonna go with the whole copied thing. Anyways, let's go. Let's go take a look at. Let's open a new tab. Let's go to YouTube. Don't know what YouTube's actually gonna come up here, and let's go to. Whoops, wrong thing. Gig Gaming. What was it? TV. All right. Here's my man here. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm a sub to you here, even though this is not my main. Actually, let's put all. All right, cool. You're doing some gaming. We love DeFi gaming. I don't know if you do all gaming or what. Here, let me fix this real quick. We do a lot of DeFi gaming. I don't know if you're specifically DeFi gaming or not, but if you like gaming in general, we do. Tomorrow is literally our DeFi Gaming Friday. Feel free to join us for that. Giga Gaming TV. I appreciate that sub. Hey, I know how it goes. Absolutely know how it goes when it comes to getting subs and stuff like that. So you're absolutely welcome. I'm actually going to double sub to your channel here. By closing this and reopening YouTube. Oh, I just messed up. I'm new to the tabs being on the side. I don't know. A lot of people probably don't even. Who has their tabs on the right or left side? All right, there we go. And then we're going to go do it again. I was in the wrong profile. And this is just my way of saying thank you for coming to the channel. Also, I do kind of love gaming, so there's that. So I double subbed. What do we got going on? And then, are you DeFi gaming or are you just gaming in general? Zone 6, run the east side. That looks like some maybe Grand Theft Auto. 2 months ago. And don't feel bad if I'm looking at how often you post. Do you do lives? Okay. Hoop season 2 months ago. Hey man, I just want to encourage you to get to post. If you seriously want, first thing I would say, and who am I? I'm a random guy on YouTube, so take what I say with whatever you want. But I will say, if you're serious and you want to do YouTube for real, you got to post a lot more often, and decide if you want to do that before you even, don't like half get into it, hate it, and then be like, oh, I wasted my time, I don't really feel like doing it. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. What is this? Series of unfortunate event on Bosch Island. What game is this? The Island of Aloe Tree Hair. I don't know what any of this means. It's some dinosaur game. Looks pretty fire. My kids would like whatever game that is. Oh, you're on Twitch more. Okay. RP mostly. I was planning to do a crypto channel soon. Okay. You're going to be very strictly like PulseChain and things like that, or are you going to do everything crypto? Figuring out like a crypto channel sounds good, but you got to go like more niche into what you're going to do. I'd love to talk to you sometimes for sure. If you ever want to reach out and chat, DM or in the main hangout, I'm pretty open book. So said I'd sub your channel too. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm on Twitch more. Got to get more active on YouTube. I know. Yeah. And I got to get more active on Twitch because I'm not on Twitch at all. The ISIL is dinosaur game. It's fire. Okay. I'll have to look that up. I have kids. They would love that kind of thing. I got to get more. Yep. You guys think GTA 6 is going to have crypto related stuff? J-Dub, honestly, I don't think they will. I mean, I have GTA 5, so I'm not like going to act like I have no idea what it is. And if everybody here could go sub to this, I think we would appreciate it. We gotta move as a community. The Lifer has done this for me. I wish I had thousands of people watching me and could shout you out and really get you some subs, but I don't. But my mentor has done that for me, so I got to return the favor for people when I see they're kind of focused on making content and that kind of thing. Also, would also be great if you would go follow me over on x.com. Twitter, the old Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And I am the Crypto Ron at _ground crypto, right? At _ground crypto, or you could just type in Crypto Ron, look for the one with my face. I don't know if I have any duplicates. I am very small on Twitter. I don't put a lot of effort into growing on Twitter because no amount of effort really seems to do anything at all. It's pretty crazy. And we're just doom scrolling here. Yakamon is coming soon. I'm looking forward to Yakamon. Yakamon's going to be a lot of fun. Probably PulseChain focus. Hey, Giga Gaming TV. Yeah, okay, so yeah, if you're going to be a PulseChain focused channel, I would love to collab with you, work with you. If you're somebody who's pretty knowledgeable, I'd love to see what you do and how you're going to go about things. But if we could kind of lock in and work together, I'm very open to working with other people. It's a specific server called Bosch and VOIP on there. It has light roleplay. Okay. Yeah, if the game was cool and I showed my kids, it would just be that. I wouldn't go in any weird servers or anything like that. Talking about Hex and PulseChain on X is a cheat code for followers. Well, I will have to try that out. I will say that I've made posts about Hex and things like that. I don't know that they did predominantly better than any other. Who knows? what's going to pop up on any of this. So are these like virtual reality glasses? It's going to get so wild. The difference between augmented reality, virtual reality, the blending, Pow World. Oh, this is just game.com. So a lot of times I like to go into something like just crypto, go to latest. I think it's funny that BitBoy is still like some of the top posts in crypto, like all together. It's kind of wild, right? And we do this called the Crypto Doom Scroll. I'm a little bit all over the place tonight at the end of this stream. We're just kind of hanging out. But if I was going to do anything, I'd come to this new Lumina and I'd play that. Again, for Giga Gaming TV, there's a lot of cool DeFi games you may or may not know about. And shout out to J-Dubs for talking about Hex and PulseChain on X as a cheat code for followers. Maybe I'll just do that every day. I know that like that XRP sometimes can hit really well. I just don't want to be one of those people who's just going to get on XRP every day. And there's somebody who on my more personal Twitter, which I never use, he pops up like every day. I want to say it's Jack the Rippler. There's probably multiple accounts that are Jack the Rippler, honestly. But anyways, he posts, like today he posted about XRP going to $10,000. It's just like, it's like every day all the time. And it's just like, all right, we're all here. We're all holding our breath. We all probably, who are still here in crypto, probably own a little bit of XRP, at least a little bit. And, you know, we're all waiting. We're all waiting for it to go. So this is called Lumina.gg is the website. It's a play on Pokemon for sure. Luckily in blockchain, we don't, I guess, have to worry about copyrights and all that. I'm fighting higher level stuff, so they're kicking my butt right here. Let's swap. Oh, he has like no health. Nice, well done. Got him. See how much XP they give me. Oh, I forgot I was fighting a trainer. Oof. At the end of the streams, we usually have what we call the underground hangout, and we mostly play games. Hex will flip XRP soon, in my opinion. Jack the Rippler is an awesome name. Yeah, the Rippler. Yep. But I think that there's multiple accounts, right? Melissa subbed to you. Yeah, we're very tight-knit community here, which is what you want out of a community, if you ask me. Will it always be that way? I'm not sure. But for now, it certainly is. I can't even get a hit in on this guy. He just gets me every time. Dang, that was super effective. I was just thinking about taking this turtle off the team. He's going to have to stay on the team for right now. I did go on the market because there is a market here, right? You can trade. You can see these high level. But if you buy, like I bought like a really good looking Lumen, not Pokemon, Lumen. And I can't use him because he's too high level. So he cost me 4 Lumen, and a Lumen is like $1.65. So it was a little bit of money, nothing crazy. But if you hold more than 10 Lumens, you could basically collect these like free items every day. I've already done it today. I got to wait 15 hours. And sometimes you'll get like an egg or a crystal, right? And you'll incubate it. This big crystal here is basically your Poké Center where you heal your Pokemon, or lumens, if you will. I don't even remember. Did I beat the second gym leader? I just started this the other day, but I've been enjoying it pretty well. It's very nostalgic to the old school. Yeah, it looks like oh, wait. No, I guess I didn't win. It's very nostalgic to the old school Pokemon. And then combining the DeFi gaming narrative, I think, is beautiful. I love that you said Hex will flip XRP. Well, then I guess, how about this? Giga Gaming? How about XRP goes to $10,000 and then Hex flips XRP? I say let's start with let's just hope that we get let's just hope that we can get a bull market going here, which I say kind of jokingly. I completely believe that we will have a bull market at some point very soon. And by soon, I work off of 4-year cycles, so soon is probably not the same soon that you're thinking of, right? My soon's probably very different than your soon. So keep that in mind. Oh, I did not mean to use that. That is not what I wanted to do. What level is this? 19? Yeah, this guy is way under level. Hex will flip Bitcoin eventually, LOL. All right, I'm here for it. Let's go. I own a tiny bit, but if it flips, if Hex were to flip BTC, which sounds crazy just even saying, I would make a ridiculous amount of money, even with the tiny amount of Hex that I own. And I'm transparent. I could get on here and pretend I own a ton of Hex. I don't. And a big part of this deep dive was kind of trying to decide what I should buy. Should I buy PulseX? Should I buy Hex? What do you guys think? What has the bigger upside? PLSX, Hex? Should you be buying eHex? What are your thoughts on that? I'd love to know. Wow, that was he got me there. I don't think I'm beating this leader. I'm gonna have to grind it out. And there's some new people here tonight. So like we usually do stream for about 2 hours, and a lot of times we do a members only stream after that. And if you ever are here and you want to be a part of the community and you want to go to the members only stream, you have to be a member. It is $3.99 a month. You get videos before everybody else. You get custom emojis that I made with my own blood, sweat, and tears, my own hands. And you also get the members only live streams. Right now we're bear market vibe, so I don't do the live streams constantly. It's usually just me and Melissa hanging out in the members only, but I make sure we at least get 1 or 2 of them in a week. And once we're back in the swing of the bull market vibes, just hype in general, we'll be doing those Monday through Thursday. That is the plan, and I'm constantly trying to find more value. The members only live streams will be for the members and whatever they want to get into. I'll have a little bit of an agenda, but it's a good time to ask questions or deep dive something that you're interested in, something like that. eHex, PLSX, INC, and Teddy Bear. Okay, I got to check out that Teddy Bear. If Hex flips BTC, I'm rich, folks. Very, very rich. Yeah. And it's fun to do moon math. It's fun to dream. I don't see Hex flipping BTC's market cap anytime soon. I don't call anything impossible in crypto because anything can happen. But it's a big ask, right? It's a big ask for that amount of money to enter into there. There'd have to be some kind of very big news catalyst. BTC goes down or something, and Hex is decided as the clear winner or some kind of crazy something like that. It's very hard to see. You got to think about how much money we're talking about here. And the recognition, unfortunately, Hex and stuff doesn't always get put on the radar with everything else in the recognition that it probably deserves. And I'm just grinding levels here on this. We also love Sunflower Land. I'll pop over to that. See, I could sit on one game and just chill. One day when I'm doing YouTube full time, I will definitely have DeFi gaming streams where I will just chill and play some DeFi games. If you're not familiar with Sunflower Land, all of my links are in the description, by the way. Except for probably this game because it's new here. Do I have a link? Invite friends. They didn't give me a link. They gave me a code. You can use my code. It's a rally program. If you play, I would highly encourage you to use my code. If you start the game and you didn't use my code, you can just go, I'll show you. You go to settings, And then down at the bottom has a rally program. You click that, and then you can have a friend's code where you can enter the code, right? Unfortunately, I don't have like a link. You can see I have one referral already. I don't have a link, which is weird. Wait, I can make it like night mode? Oh no, it is nighttime. 1:40 a.m. wherever this is. But I'm pretty bullish on this. Now, Yakamon is going to be coming out soon. Let me show that off real quick. I don't know if I spelled that right. I think it might have 2 Ks in it. Yeah, there we go. So Yakamon is from the creators of Sunflowerland, right? From the creators of Sunflowerland. I didn't make that up. And so season 1 is now live. Connect your own wallet. Begin your journey to secure one of 10,000 eggs. It's kind of like a pre-game launch thing. I don't think there's any actual game you can play yet, right? I do have it somewhere. Forever trying to remember how to use this stuff. Where is open one tab? There we go. I don't know why that's not there. We'll go to the Yakamon official site, and it's kind of just a dashboard where you can do different things. Guess I need to reconnect my X. All right, and that gives you points. And there's a leaderboard, and then there's going to be 10,000 of these given away. You know how it goes. Somebody's farming it. They're doing a great job. They know what they're doing, and I'm probably not going to wind up getting anything because I don't have time to spend figuring out every little thing on here. So, I would like to invite friends, though. Your code only works once you have earned 100 points of your own. So I got to earn more points before I can even refer anybody? Okay, so you tap this egg and it gives you points. I'm still learning about this, but this is cool. I love when new stuff come out. Will they compete with this other game that is already out and actually looks pretty cool? Oh, that's what I'm on. Okay. This Lumina. I'm cool with both of them. Both of them could exist for all I care. I think that's fine. Striker Heart says, caught a spider, LOL. Don't eat it. Meme season is right around the corner, in my opinion. Teddy bear is a good one. We'll keep that in mind. We do a little bit of trenching on pump.fun. That's a newer activity for me, but we are learning from a complete pro who is in our ecosystem. I will certainly give him that credit because I be watching what he does, and he's crushing it. So we'll have to talk about Teddy Bear. I think we stick more with pump.fun type coins. I think Teddy Bear is what? What is Teddy Bear? Is it Hex? What is it? Let's see. Can we look it up? And as you can see, like, we have a focus for the stream and things, but once we get past the education and all of those things, we do hang out, we do look at whatever, we deep dive together as a community. It's a big part of our daily live stream. And I think it's a lot of fun because you never know what we're going to find as a community. You never know what we're going to go look at. It's pretty cool. Is this the right one here? Let's see what it says. Market cap 17.7 million. Do you own this? Is this your coin? I guess you could lie, but I would like to know. Is this your coin? Go to the 15-minute here. I don't think this is the right one. Maybe you want to send a contract address in. I typed it in on CoinGecko. Here we are, Teddy Bear. There's a Solana. There's a base. There's even wrapped ETH in NVDA on Robinhood. I guess this one has the most liquidity. Was I supposed to put like a space in between them? Would make sense. Okay. So is it ticker bear or ticker Teddy? Yeah, I see that. I don't know why I didn't do that. Is it bear or Teddy? Which ticker? They look pretty similar though. It's pretty interesting. Bear. Okay, let's go to bear. And we'll take a look at it. Let's go to the max chart. Max chart says this thing has been around since October 1st, 2023. It's got 5 million in it, which is pretty low. It is a PulseChain contract, so I see why you like it. Let's go to their website. It is a teddy bear. Decentralized PRC20 on PulseChain. Teddy bear is about paying homage to endearing Louis Vuitton teddy bear that's became familiar face in crypto community thanks to Richard Hart. So this is a very, PulseChain centric coin. They have a roadmap. Let's see what the heck that is about. Cub Feast Roar has been around for a while. 1 million market cap. They hit that. We haven't hit a 50 million yet. 25 million still on the breakout. Still hasn't happened yet. All right. It's hard for me to hold a lot of these meme coins long term when we're used to hopping in them and making a profit and getting out. But who knows? This could be a good one to hold. I like to have like one premier meme coin per ecosystem. That can be good, especially if it's small. So maybe teddy bear for the pulse. Melissa, what do you think about this? Its whole history between the two, you gotta do your research, but this is the real one. Okay. Definitely all about doing that research. Now we can't do everything in one show, but we could come back to that at a later date. I gotta go pull some shipping and ship some items for my business. So I'm gonna have to hop off and say goodbye. It's been a lot of fun. It's been awesome hanging out with some new I say faces, but names in the chat. Shout out to Gig Gaming TV and shout out to J-Dub and of course all my regulars. Melissa, I could name everybody. Struggle Heart in the building. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate you coming through, showing some love and hanging out and raising that crypto IQ, which is what we are all about. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Giga Gaming or Gig Gaming TV. Feel free to roll through tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. New York time, Monday through Friday. Saturday is 10 p.m. New York time, however that applies to you in your life. But that's when we go live. And tomorrow's DeFi Gaming. The education will be light and the gaming will be constant. So we love DeFi Gaming where the value is held on to, right? You can spend a lot of money on whatever, Fortnite skins, GTA, whatever, but it's very hard to get your money back. I like DeFi Gaming where value continues to live on. Have a great night, PulseChain lovers. Exactly. And thank you for joining the Discord. I wish I could go longer and we could look at a few other things. If you keep coming back and hanging out, we probably will go look at all those things. And the more people in this community that are big on PulseChain and stuff, the more we're going to talk about it and look at that type of stuff. Who knows? You may very much heavily influence some of the stuff we talk about on this channel. That's what happens when you're a new small channel. I don't know if I can say that I'm new anymore, but we're definitely still small. We are working on getting to 2,000 subs. Oh, hey, I have not evolved anything yet, so let's watch this. Of course, I got to screen record it. The life of making content. Actually, I just took a picture of it. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to screen record it. I don't think any of this stuff pops up for you guys, but I have not evolved anything yet, so I didn't know what it was going to give us. All right, we can stop recording that now. And I can post it in the Discord. All right, everybody, have a great night. You know what it is. Stay underground, stay crypto. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Stregohart, for always coming to the show. Thank you, Melissa, for always coming to the show. I can always count on you guys. I meant to talk to Blues Guy today. I did not talk to him yet. I had to reach out to him. But let me find so many tabs open. All right, guys. Stay underground, stay crypto. I will catch you on the next stream. DeFi gaming tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. I'll see you there. 8:30 p.m. New York time. Think long term. See you in the next episode. Underground Crypto. Out.